Hello everyone, Happy Republic Day to all of you. Let's discuss today's The Hindu Editorial Analysis. The first article is Reclaiming the Republic and the Constitution. In this article, the writer says that objective resolution was adopted unanimously on January 22, 1947 by Constituent Committee. This became inspiring and a powerful preamble to the Constitution that aimed to establish India as a secular nation. However, the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party's agenda has led to an unprecedented effort to create a unidimensional culture in a nation that has been home to numerous cultural practices. Indians must decide whether to follow a top-down, politically imposed Hindutva or respond culturally to ensure that the vibrant cultural landscape, including religious practices, prevails, nurturing diversity and building tolerance rather than suspicion and hate for the other. The Hindutva effort aims to fuse our multidimensional imagination into a two-dimensional vision of ourselves and the rest of the world. It is now one nation, one market, one color, one language, one election, and one official religion. Even within the majority religion, there is a concerted, centralized effort to determine its national norms. Freedom of faith and worship is intrinsic to humanity, and some of the most powerful manifestations of the diversity of faith have been continually played out in India. Being Indian was to be complex, representing differences in language, food, clothes, and cultural choices. Post-independence and partition, people have grown up with the flavor of multiple choices, including the liberty to opt out of what they were born into. This freedom to choose liberated them from narrow definitions of stereotypes, including religious, caste, and racial identities. For those living in cosmopolitan Indian spaces, understanding the plural ways in which one celebrates even a Hindu festival means understanding the plural ways in which one celebrates Hindu festivals. India's constitution, adopted 75 years ago, recognizes and incorporates space for diversity in politics, culture, and life leadership. It aims to build progress on sanctified objectives of tolerance and solidarity, even as facing the seemingly insurmountable challenges of competing interests. The heroes of the nascent nation saw an India emerge with understanding the need to break caste, language, and religious barriers, celebrating cultural differences, and working to overcome arrogance and prejudice. B.R. Ambedkar recognized the huge challenge presented in the search for economic and social equality, which shaped and defined the Constitution. The preamble resolves that fraternity will be practiced to ensure the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. To every Indian, this document is a guarantee of their right to live with liberty, equality, and justice. However, the idea of a Hindu Rashtra is in direct contradiction to the Indian Constitution, but its proponents have used the political and democratic freedom provided by the Republic to propagate their conception of Hindutva aggressively. India faces stark choices in choosing a constitutional republic over a Hindu Rashtra, as these assertions made now will enable or cripple our children from claiming their place in the Republic of India. The Indian Constitution has been conceived in a way that extends our rights and shared values far beyond the 5-year cycle of elections and governments that come to power with an electoral majority. As we enter the 75th year of the Republic, we have a collective duty to reassert the values and central role the Constitution has played in determining the dreams and vision of a united and plural India. The next article is Opposition MPs. Parliamentary disruptions. In this article, the writer says that in the winter session of Parliament in 2023, a significant number of members of Parliament from the opposition were suspended, raising concerns about the opposition's role and stifling diverse perspectives. The suspension of 141 lawmakers, representing about 35 crore people, or roughly 25% of India's population, raised concerns about the opposition's role and hindered diverse perspectives. Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee emphasized the opposition's collaborative role in governance, underscoring the need for healthy debates and dissent. Parliamentary discussions are crucial for informed decision-making and inclusive legislation addressing all stakeholders' concerns. Some MPs suspended from the opposition have made noteworthy contributions to the nation's legislative landscape with their active involvement, commitment to their constituency, and proactive policy-shaping goals. Shashi Tharoor, a three-time Lok Sabha MP, Congress, from Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, has a 94% attendance record, surpassing national and state averages. He was an active participant in 99 debates and introduced 13 private members' bills, covering crucial topics. S. Jyothimani, a Lok Sabha member from Tamil Nadu's Karur constituency, has an attendance record of 74%, actively addressing topics such as employment schemes, amendments, budget discussions, infrastructure development, and flood relief. She has raised concerns in various sectors, including renewable energy, agriculture, education, healthcare, and social justice. Manoj Kumar Jha, a Rajya Sabha MP, Rashtriya Janata Dal, from Bihar, has a 97% participation rate, raising 347 questions and 6 private members' bills, including legislative reforms such as the Prevention of Torture Bill and the Right to Health Bill. With awards such as the Lokmat and Sansad Ratna Parliamentary Awards, Mr. Jha's parliamentary journey began with his recognition as Best Debutant Parliamentarian. Supriya Sule, a Nationalist Congress Party's three-time MP from Maharashtra's Baramati constituency, has a 93% attendance record, being active in 238 debates and raising 609 questions. She introduced 16 private members' bills, including the Census Amendment Bill and the Protection of Rights of Women and Single Women Bill. Gaurav Gogoi, a Lok Sabha MP for Kaliabor in Assam, has a 75% attendance rate and actively participated in 74 debates and raised 237 questions. His 5 private members' bills have been introduced to address various issues including women's rights, healthcare, and environmental protection. The next article is an exchange. India's research institutes need top-level collaboration across the world. In this article, the writer says that the center has announced the first set of recipients of a fellowship program called Vaibhav, which allows scientists of Indian origin or Indian ancestry to spend up to 3 months in a year at a host research laboratory in India. These researchers are expected to start projects or technology startups, build long-term connections with the institute, collaborate with host faculty, and bring new ideas to the field. As the program gains momentum, new kinds of relationships could emerge, such as encouraging Indian origin faculty to take on students, more associates, and even supervise decisions that could lead to a genuine transfer of knowledge, innovation, and work culture. The Department of Science and Technology, DST, conceived the Vajra, Visiting Advanced Joint Research Faculty Scheme with similar objectives. Both schemes are welcome, but there is a need for clarity on what India hopes to gain by focusing on the Indian diaspora. Short-term fellowships can help prime foreign faculty and researchers to the potential for science in India, lay out challenges like lack of funding for basic research, lack of participation by private companies in core research and development, and limits on academic freedom. Realistic expectations must be the touchstone of such engagements. It remains to be seen if the assumption that scientists of Indian origin will stay back, indicated by ethno-nationalist restriction, will bear fruit. The next article is The Last Mile. Governments must offer fair wages to those at end of the services delivery line. In this article, the writer says that the state government has been criticized for not taking for granted those placed at the end of the delivery line, ensuring that the connections between its schemes and the people are maintained. The recent agreement with Anganwadi workers and helpers in Andhra Pradesh was a delayed recognition of their place in maintaining continuity of care. The protest, a fast unto death, went on for a record 42 days in Vijayawada, and the end came after some aggressive exchanges between protesters and the state. The state government agreed to meet 10 of their 11 demands, including implementing promised salary increases, paying travel allowances, providing life insurance and accident insurance cover, and end-of-service benefits. They also sought funds to address structural, aesthetic, and sanitation flaws in the Anganwadi centers. The ruling Yuvajana Shramika Ritu Congress Party initially took a tough stand against the Anganwadi workers, issuing show-cause notices and invoking the Essential Services Maintenance Act against them. However, they finally took the right steps. The state government has done well by accepting most of their just demands, particularly the decision to increase their compensation. It is now its duty to withdraw all cases against Anganwadi workers, pay the salary for the strike period, and not take further punitive action against them.